There's a championship on the show for the first time in 4 years of doing this.
Where we put the merch on?
Yeah, you gonna get merch? Are you gonna get like a hat?
I want to get merch.
Bello on the bello.
I'm trying to think where we put merch for the studio though.
Probably right there.
Right there.
And we gotta get a pennant. We gotta get a pennant.
Like a pendant and like we definitely need to get some
We need to get some.
maybe a hat. Put the hat.
Put the hat there. We get a little. We can sub out this for the Super Bowl one, and put something up there. The Eagles are Super Bowl champions. Welcome
what
in
the
the
fuck, man.
All Day Bets. Alex Jacobs, Manny, Ruffin. We've been waiting for a championship on this show for 4 years. We've seen Rangers fail in the playoffs. We just recently saw in October, we saw the Yankees lose to the Dodgers. We saw the Eagles in 23. Now we see the Eagles here in 2025. And what a game. I mean, it was just like from start to finish, they never had a chance. The Kansas City Chiefs never had a chance.
And did you feel like that when you watched it? Like watching the initial start of the game, I was like, it was like you know when you bet on games and you let's say you just bet. Oh, well, you did have Kansas City, but I'm just talking as
I actually didn't end up taking them come game time.
All right, so it's like you have a bet in NFL and your team gets stuffed 3 and out, and the next team I forget if we scored opening drive or if our opening drive just looked decent, and you're just like, wait, we're not winning this game. I'm sitting there, I'm watching the Eagles. I'm like, wait a second, we're about to die. I thought we were gonna dominate the game, but I'm just like, holy fuck, we're really about to dominate these fuckers. This shit don't look like it's gonna be close at all, bro.
Well, even from the, if you look at the first half stats, 23 yards at half, they didn't even get to midfield in the first 9 drives.
Yeah, bro.
It was 34-0 in the third quarter, and I really thought the game was gonna change when even how good the Eagles looked to start the game. When Jalen threw that pick in inside the 10-yard line or inside the 15-yard line, something around there, when they should have scored there, also should never have thrown the ball there. I thought, oh, okay, Chiefs, this is probably your only chance right here. You can flip flop this game right now. You drive down, you score, then you find a way to get I'm not talking a 3 and out, but maybe they get a couple first downs. They got to punt the ball away. You're back on the offensive again. I thought that was the turning moment where Eagles fans, at least who I was watching with, were all going to be like, all right, well, now we're going to see it. And then the controversy with the refs and the first call.
The PI on fucking AJ Brown.
Can we just I think it was callable. I don't know if calling it in that spot.
No, it was callable.
But
the people I was watching with, they were freaking out, and I was just saying, you got to put yourself in the ref's shoes. If you see somebody's helmet go back, and then there's an extended arm, you're going to throw the flag. If A.J. Brown had, hit him in the chest plate, I don't think there's a flag. I just think because he hit him in the face, and you could see his head go back. It was oh, fuck, I got to throw a flag here. But it was definitely one of them where I was like,
the quote-unquote makeup call that aggravated me, the unnecessary roughness when it was going to be 4th down.
It was makeup call.
That was terrible.
It was makeup call. But I think it was a W makeup call. Shout out. You know what I'm saying?
Because they ended up driving down, and I believe they scored on that drive because that would have been 4th and 13. They would have had to punt the ball away.
Yeah, so shout out. I actually fuck with it. But it was, bro, I'd never that game felt like a fucking celebration. That game itself just felt like we were celebrating. I don't want to say maybe not all the good parts of the team, because Saquon getting off would have been a celebration of all the good parts of the team getting off. But I just 2017 was so stressful. And the Eagles were in control of the most of that game. We were up by, I think at a point 13, 14, Eagles were up. Going to halftime, I think they were up 12 or something like that. But watching that game was so stressful. 22. I was a little less stressed out because we had one, but watching that game, was so fucking stressful, bro. This game just literally felt like a celebration. Everyone's making plays, bro. Josh, there's a point in the game I'm watching. I'm like, yo, Josh Sweat's gonna get MVP. I'm like, what the fuck, bro? And then everyone seems to be able to make their plays. Jalen Carter was putting his stamp on it. Jordan Davis was putting his stamp on the game. You seen BG get in the mix, putting his stamp on the game. Zach Bond gets his pick. Cooper DeJean obviously gets a big pick 6 to where you finally not feel like it's over, but you're that's when I finally started feeling holy fuck, we're about to win the bowl. It felt like a fucking celebration, which is just insane. I'm just so used to the stress. I'm not gonna be able to celebrate to the end. And we're sitting there. I'm sitting there with my boy. The third quarter. The third quarter's not even halfway done, and we're like, yo, when do we slide down to Broad Street? When do we slide out? I'll never I'm happy for that team, especially. I'm happy for the city too, just to be able to watch a game like that. Like my mom's superstitious. She was like, my dad was like, yeah, she came down in the second half because she was like, I don't think I can ruin this one. Like everyone just got a chance to celebrate the team, and then going down the Broad Street was insane, man. Down City Hall, like everybody's just so excited. Like people were getting out of their cars and just screaming. Like people were getting, you could see people get out of the fucking regional rail, cut up the stairs, and just fucking screaming. Like there's many other ways that game could have went. And you know, a lot of people were saying the game was shitty and it was a snooze fest and this. But as an Eagles fan, that was the best way for that game to go. It legit just felt like a celebration of the 2024 Eagles, and that's what we deserved, man. I actually want to ask, we didn't even talk about this before the show, but did you watch the halftime show and did you have opinions? I saw people having opinions, and like, did you have opinions on the halftime show, if you had any?
I watched like bits and pieces of it. I mean, like, I think the tough part is when you're talking about watching a Super Bowl, I feel like there's a lot of people that are like our parents' age that are watching the halftime show. Mm-hmm. A lot of these people, like, even though it is Kendrick Lamar and this song got 5 Grammys literally a week prior.
That's insane.
A week prior to the game. So I'm sure people like
you know what's insane about that? Like, not like us is not even like top 10, top 15.
The diss track gets 5 Grammys the week before. I just feel
wild.
like the older people don't even know who he is.
Yeah.
Or like who
they
these
know who
rappers
like
are, or these artists are, and then they're like, "What is this? I don't even know what kind of music this is."
I even think there's people that was our age that didn't like it. I think I don't, you know, it's because like I don't think first of all, I thoroughly enjoyed it, so I thought it was fire. But I seen someone post on the internet that was saying like, yeah, people only knew like 2 songs that Kendrick played, and I'm like, that could be true too. Like I think Kendrick is huge. So what I'm about to say is not about to make any sense. Like Kendrick is huge, right? Like very commercial artist. So it's like an oxymoron, but I also feel like he's very niche. Like I don't know, like how many people do you hop in a car and they play Kendrick? Like
yeah.
I might have been the only car you hopped into recently that be playing Kendrick. Like you're not gonna hear Kendrick the whole ride, but if
maybe a couple years, maybe in like 2016, 17 with like swimming pools and all that.
Yeah,
like,
I mean like still like
yeah,
just religious. I'm talking about before the beef, like religious Kendrick listeners. I really don't feel like there was that many of them. So like. And he was playing some newer shit, some older shit, but it was all of his commercial shit. So I'm like, if Kendrick's already like a niche kind of artist of people who know all of his shit, like people know Damn, like you said, people know swimming pools, shit like that. But like when it comes to the fucking, like think about the music that Kendrick makes, like On To Pimp a Butterfly, On Damn, like it's a lot of shit that cuts really fucking deep. Like it's not get neutral Super Bowl party shit. So when he has to play the songs that are like neutral Super Bowl party shit out on it, like it's like this ain't Kendrick. I feel like that's probably, maybe I'm wrong. I thought that's what a lot of people were critiquing on, where it's like this ain't Kendrick. Like we want to hear this. We want to hear backseat freestyle. We want to hear, you know what I'm saying? I just don't think that's what he gonna do at the Super Bowl. Where like Weezy has a lot of songs with like heavy messaging, like so many songs, like literally about the song where he was literally like almost killed himself. Like he has a lot of songs with heavy messaging, but the majority of Weezy's songs is like turn up, feel good, the bars. I'm just trying to make you think about my bars and just laugh and have it. Like the vast majority of Kendrick's music is trying to make you think, to where I think where him being on the Super Bowl show is like, I don't think everybody's going to enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I'm like, where people were like critiquing it and saying they didn't like it. I saw a lot of like Kendrick fans and people being like upset, where I'm like, I get it, bro. When they put Kendrick on the fucking halftime show, as a massive Kendrick fan, I was kind of like, really? Like they gonna put like what fuck Kendrick gonna do up there? He not gonna do back. Like he ain't gonna talk about his dick being as big as Eiffel Tower on the fucking. Even though if you like that's what you want to hear if you grew up on Kendrick, like, you try to hear him hopping that back. It's not gonna happen. So that's where I thought people had some gripes with it. But I thought it was dope. But I just know all of his music, so it's. Like,
I saw like a video of Kai Cenat saying that they were pumping crowd noise into the stadium during the halftime show.
Definitely. I mean, the songs that he did, I wouldn't expect the crowd to be.
And when Not Like Us
is
on,
he ain't played none of his like most popular songs. Like none of them. He didn't do like. You would have thought like Super Bowl show Kendrick, he at least gonna do Element. Everybody know Element turned up. No Element. Like you would think like he brought out SZA and did some songs with SZA, like some newer songs, which is good. But you would have thought, oh, this is a perfect time to do Love with Rihanna. Pull her up there. No, or Loyalty, pull Rihanna up there. No, he ain't do none of his. Like, he did newer shit, the commercial shit, and like some of them songs, it was like on movie track list with some of them songs that he did. He went real commercial, which was like, all right, Kendrick.
Some people I was actually explaining when Not Like Us was on, like, why the song was made.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
people don't even know about
I'm
this.
like, that's like, just going back to the point of like, the older generations, just like, they don't, like, do they want to hear like a country artist, or they want to hear like, do they want to hear like, AC/DC out there? Like, I don't understand.
I think Kendrick's neutral music is just so mellow, and like it's kind of like it's like an oxymoron. It's like, what the fuck? I thought this was Kendrick Lamar. Like, and it's like you hearing like the shit, you hearing all the stars and shit, and all the stars is literally like the Black Panther movie set list.
Serena Williams is out there.
Yeah,
bro.
that was a little. They was talking about you crip walking, you going home to the white man. Bro. I was like, that's crazy, but I'm like, it's cool with me, Serena. You cool? You from? I think she's from Compton or LA. You got it. You got it. Yeah, you got it.
It was.
But yeah, I understood the Christians. That's why I want to know where you were coming from. I understood them, even though
at that point it was 24-0.
Yeah.
And
the game just is already bad. You know what I'm saying?
The Eagles team total was 23.5. It hits at halftime. That was a crazy one there. And let's go back to Patrick Mahomes. At least for Mahomes' sake, himself in the press conference and this week leading up to where we are now towards the end of the week, putting the blame a lot on himself.
Yeah,
he did not look like himself at all. And obviously we can talk about the defensive line and the pressure that was getting to him. But like, even early on in the game, the throws he was making,
he was missing a little bit.
A lot of throws were behind. The very first throw to Travis Kelce was like 4 feet behind him. Even the one when he rolled all the way around the pocket, he started on the left hash, ran all the way around to like the right sideline, and then just chucks a prayer. I'm like, yo, and into like double or triple coverage that should have been picked, by the way. I'm like, dude, you throw the ball away.
Both the picks were very uncharacteristic Pat Mahomes, which was...
The Zach Bond one was insane. I'm like, great play by Zach Bond.
But uncharacteristic Pat Mahomes.
How did... You normally see that.
Yeah.
I mean, even Cooper DeJean, and that was perfectly played by DeJean, watching it from the bird's eye view of what he did, backing up into coverage, kind of disguising himself, and then coming up and jumping the throw. But I'm like, Pat, you normally are able to, like, you're normally able to recognize that.
We're on top of this. That game got to a point where it was like 17-24 nothing. And you remember like the Tampa Bay game when they blew out Mahomes and he started doing highlight reel crazy shit? He started extending some of them runs. He started not going down. The one where he like scrambled across the field, fumbled, got the one back. I remember saying like, yo, Pat, they might not win this game, but Pat's about to have a whole highlight reel and want to have football, which he kind of did. And he made some throws that were insane.
The Xavier Worthy one was like kind of like a fuck you, I still got it.
Yeah, like I'm trying to think of like players who, bro, Pat might be my favorite player to watch when he's down. I'm trying to think of like basketball players or baseball players or like people, because like I didn't get to watch like 06 Kobe, 04 Kobe to where like that motherfucker was down 30. He probably started doing some wild shit. Like he might be my favorite player to watch when he's down. He didn't get to fully unleash the bag. I think he tried to. I don't think he had it. But there was points in that game where I'm like, they might not win, but Pat might make this interesting. It might be the most fun part of the game to watch.
Well, you bring up the Bucks too, and that's kind of where I was saying it throughout the entirety of the game, watching it. This reminded me exactly of that 2020 Tampa Bay Bucks team, especially in that Super Bowl, which was obviously in 2021, but the 2020 season. They had a great defensive line. Mm-hmm. They were bringing pressure, and they were forcing them. They were not forcing them down the field. Mm-hmm. I mean, they had 3 field goals that entire game. And if you want to go from the comparison of what I noticed, it was 121 yards at half in the 2020 Super Bowl for the Bucs defense that they held the Kansas City Chiefs. There was 23 yards that they held him to. Like, it was just, if you have a great defense, if you're able to put pressure on Mahomes, make him uncomfortable as fuck. I mean, in a lot of those plays where he was trying to roll out of the pocket, his guys weren't even out of the routes yet. I mean, they none of them had made the one play from looking at it from, the bird's eye. You can see when he starts to roll out because pressure's already there. Travis hasn't even made his cut on his post route. He's still running his 5 yards before he makes his first cut down to the post. I'm like, he's not even out of his route yet, and he's got his pressure. I'm like, this is just how you have to beat Mahomes in these big games. And we said it when we were talking about it too, leading into this game. If you stack rosters on both sides, the Eagles beat them in almost every
Bro, I think
single
every game.
positional category.
Yeah, I think every game.
There was, if you look at it just from a roster standpoint, you say to yourself, if you put aside the fact that, Mahomes does this and Mahomes always wins, he's 8-0 going against Vic Fangio in his career, yada, yada, yada. If you put all that aside, if you just stack the rosters, the Eagles should kill them. But then it's like, oh, well, Mahomes always wins in the playoffs. Mahomes is going for the three-peat. Travis Kelce and Mahomes always have a connection in the playoffs. That's where people are like, well, it could be the Chiefs.
It's like the thing I said to you that, like, it wasn't even, like, just to what you said. Like, I'm hearing Twitter cappers, YouTube cappers all week, like, yeah, I know the Eagles are better, but I'm just taking Mahomes because if he gets the ball, like, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. I don't think that nigga gonna get the ball in 2 minutes. Like, I don't think it's in the car. But, like, it's funny because bro, even all year you see the backtracking in the media, and, like, we'll get to the bets in a second, but, like, bro, I remember when the Eagles were plus 1,400. I'm just sitting there like, yo, what? Like, when you talk about stacking rosters, like, bro, you can look at it now in hindsight, but when they were still 1,400, and even when they were like 700, 800, I'm like, yo, just take that. Like, stack them across any roster that was higher than them. Like, you really think they was better than the Eagles? Like, the Bills, the Ravens, the Chiefs, the Lions, even though they was all good, I'm like, yo, like, and I'm happy people are finally seeing it now, but, like, I just can't. We got to stop letting the media and, like, these little, you know how the Philly media do it. These two arguing, and then BG get on a show and he said, oh, them two got to work on their relationship. And now that, because I feel like the only reasons that people didn't think the Eagles was going to win Super Bowl this year was like chemistry, or like, I guess the coach, or I guess you could say Jalen Hurts, but I guess I could have understood. I didn't think so, but I guess I could have understood if you were saying, I don't think Jalen Hurts was going to be able to step up in the playoffs based off what I saw. I would have thought you were psychotic, but I would have understood that. But, like, most of the Eagles' concerns of them winning the Super Bowl were like, so vague, like, oh, AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts aren't really, or Jalen Hurts don't like talking to Sirianni, or, you know what I'm saying? It's like shit that, like, what? Oh my God. And then, like, you talk about other teams where, like, the Lions, you could be like, injuries. The Chiefs, you could be like, oh, I'm watching the Chiefs playing, like, oh, they don't really look that good. Like, you know what I'm saying? The Ravens, you could be like, they have to rely too much on Lamar. The Bills, you could be like, they have to rely too much on Josh Allen. There was, like, concrete things on these other teams that you could watch and be like, this is why I'm not betting on them. But the Eagles, it was always like, oh, I don't know, AJ Brown's reading books because he's not getting enough time. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, like, people were in denial about this team all year, and I was sitting here trying to be like, yo, I think this team's the best in the league on paper. I think it's obvious. Like, so, I mean, shout out to the Dogs for finally getting it done. I want to give us some flowers, though, because, I mean, bro, I feel like, I don't know if you still have your notes. I still have mine. I damn near feel like everything we mentioned on that show. Like, we mentioned D-Hop ton.
Plus 650, DeAndre
like,
Hopkins.
We mentioned Worthy being high on Worthy. He damn near went for 160. Smitty, we mentioned. He had a huge game. We mentioned, you know what's funny? In the parlay, and the lot of parlay wasn't close, but, like, we had him at 70. And, like, imagine if that was the reason we didn't get it. He had like 69 yards. Fuck it. We said AJ Brown to score. He scored. God damn. I mean, I was hating bad on Kelce. Do you know what Kelce stats was that game?
I think he had 3 catches for 27 yards.
Oh, did he?
29 yards.
Okay,
something like that.
Because there was a point in that game I'm looking. I'm like, yo, he got like 2 targets.
He didn't get his first catch until the third quarter.
Yeah, okay. So I'm looking at half. I'm like, yo, this motherfucker got no yards. Like, you know, I'm like, if you look at this show before the draw, bro, how'd the realistic parlay do? Did we get close? I feel like we had to get close. We had Worthy in there. We had Smitty receptions, right? Or was it AJ Brown receptions?
Yeah, but he only had 3.
So it was AJ Brown receptions that fucked it? And then didn't we have, who we had to score? We had like Kareem Hunt to score, I think, right?
Yep.
And then it was Smitty?
Yep. So it was Kareem that didn't score, because that's the other thing too, is
they couldn't sustain no fucking drives.
You talk about just a game plan. I will give the flowers to the Chiefs because, look, you did what you set out to do. Mm-hmm. You had Saquon get the ball 25 times and have 57 yards. Yeah. That is a New York Giants stat line right there.
They were locking.
You did what you wanted to do. We're not going to lose to Saquon Barkley because he's beaten so many other teams this season, especially in the playoffs as well. But then your game plan was, okay, if we make sure that Saquon doesn't win the game, then we are okay with Jalen beating us. And I don't want to sit here and have Eagles fans be like, well, they focused too much on Saquon and they couldn't focus on A.J. Brown. They couldn't focus on Devontae Smith. They couldn't focus on Jalen Hurts. I don't think it was that. I was thinking, I personally, truthfully believe that they were okay with losing to Jalen Hurts and they just didn't want to lose to Saquon. And look, it's okay that you lost to Jalen Hurts. He played fantastic again in the Super Bowl. And look, you just got beat fair and square. They were better on every single side of the ball.
Yeah, I don't know why people really have a problem with that. Like, if I was game planning for the Eagles, I would want Jalen Hurts to beat me too.
Yeah.
Not because he can't, but because
we have more of a chance of winning with Jalen Hurts at the helm to beat us than with Saquon Barkley
like
driving the shit.
even from like just a logistic standpoint, like if Saquon Barkley's winning the game for you, that means he's running the ball a lot. That means clock's getting ate. That means your defense is getting tired, worn out. Like if Jalen Hurts is beating you, probably a couple big plays, you know what I'm saying, over the top. We think we can respond to that better than the ball control Saquon. Like I don't know why people have such a problem when that topic comes up.
Well, I saw the Devontae Smith play. NFL Films released it of Nick Sirianni talking to Kellen Moore, and he says, "Just call it. If we score here, the game's over. Just call it."
Unbelievable.
And then an absolute dot.
Yeah.
By Jalen Hurts in a breadbasket.
I'm saying it on the show for a long time. He has one of the best deep balls in the fucking
And
league.
he was right. That was the one of the many daggers.
Yeah.
And also, like, we just looked back at it was probably the last one that we saw when this kind of thing happened was in 2020 2021 technically when the Bucks beat the Chiefs. They're pouring the yellow Gatorade.
Bro,
Shout out the Cash.
A lot of time left.
3 minutes in the game.
A lot of time left.
Kenny Pickett's on the fucking field.
Yeah, bro.
What are we talking about?
A lot of time
That
left.
is insane.
Yeah,
and
bro.
Talking about the over-under in the game, there was a lot of money on the under.
Yeah.
And the one thing I said was there was no reasoning for it. It's just, look, I think even though you got two good defenses, you got great offenses, and you got an explosive offense with Philly, but also I want to root for points in the very last game of the season, and you get 62.
If you had the under, I think you're so salty because first and foremost, like that was like an under game. Like it was moving like an under game
For a good majority of it, in the first half especially.
And it's just like, bro, I've had so many unders get cost like that where it's like a blowout and the team gets points like at the end of the game. It's like, what the fuck? But if you had the over, it was probably
if you had the under, it was Mahomes. I mean,
Yeah.
the pick to Bond was like he got it like already inside the red zone.
The pick six,
the pick six was terrible.
Bond, it's like, what the fuck, bro? Yeah, because like
The
bro,
fumble.
there's a world where I don't think they were really stopping us, but I forget what I said with my score was. Didn't I say like 23-16 or something like that?
Yeah, I had like 31-27 Chiefs.
Damn, there was a world where it was like 31-20 something, but Eagles. But yeah, like I just feel like it got out of hand with the turnovers because I think the under. If I had an under ticket, I'd be fucking depressed because what the fuck was Mahomes doing, bro?
How about the quietest 157 yards and 2 touchdowns we've ever seen in Super Bowl history? Xavier Worthy, the rookie,
bro.
Like great game.
Yeah, bro. Cash nicely on him. I do also wonder like how much is different if Rashee Rice doesn't get hurt. We'll see the Chiefs.
And you just talk about, who will you hear to blame the most for this loss? Andy Reid or Patrick Mahomes? And my answer is going to be Andy Reid because you come into that after you're down 24-0. All the Eagles fans that I was watching this game with are like, this game is not over. And I'm like,
yeah, no, I was.
But what we saw in that first half, an outsider looking in, I'm not a Chiefs fan, I'm not an Eagles fan. I'm like, this game is over.
No,
they are murdering them.
My heart was like the game's over, but my head was like it's never over with these two.
But then Andy, like there was no change at all. They never established the run. It's like they barely handed the ball off. I mean, Kareem Hunt and Isaiah Pacheco, I think, had a combined 7 carries.
Yeah.
Your leading rusher was Mahomes.
Yeah.
Your running backs didn't even get double-digit yards.
Yeah.
Like, try to establish something. The one thing that you established in this game is realizing that Mahomes is going to have to roll out of the pocket and make some crazy throw on the run every single snap.
Yeah, I was driving to the spot with Dave, like we were watching the game, and I was like, this game either goes one or two ways. And it's going to be like either Mahomes is the GOAT, you feel me, like, wow, how the fuck is he doing it again? Like, he's literally doing it again, he's the GOAT. Or people are going to be like, really see how hard it is to three-peat, and then really see how hard it is to do it like try to three-peat the way the Chiefs did it. Like, they lost one time this year. Or did they lose once played? They got blown out by the Broncos. So they lost twice. They lost twice this year. Once for real with the full starters. So it's like on top of two going back to back, and for real losing one game.
Yeah, that was the Wentz game when they got murdered.
For real losing one game. Do you know how taxing that is? Like, even the way they were winning, you could tell they were taxed, bro, because they were getting, I hate saying in football, they were getting lucky with a lot of these wins. They were taxed, and I was like, I think they're going to see a world where these guys, you could tell they just ran out of gas. And I think that's just what happened, man. I do want to get to our debate, though. What do you think is better? celebrating the night after or celebrating at the parade. Like the celebration on Broad Street, City Hall the night after, or the parade. Obviously, we haven't gone to the parade. The parade hasn't happened yet, but bro, I personally think the night after is probably the best celebration.
It's probably way better. It's also just
the energy's just still there, bro.
The energy's there. You're also right in the center of the city.
That is true.
And you're not trying to, clusterfuck to one spot where there's going to be, I can't even put a number on how many people are going to be there tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like,
bro, I can't even think about tomorrow because, like, bro, I talked to you, like, when I first got here, I was like, yo, I saw so many people that were there, bro, and I, like, didn't see anyone that I knew.
Yeah.
Anyone.
Bro,
I saw people posting. There was a truck that, like, I was standing, like, near in, like, this little mosh pit, just drinking, celebrating, whatever. I seen people post that they was on the truck, and I'm like, I didn't see
it.
You.
It was like a trash truck that people were able to climb on.
That shit was
the
crazy.
Poles are getting ripped out. I don't even know how they're getting that out. By the way, are people bringing heavy tools to unscrew these from the fucking ground? Like,
I don't fucking know.
You guys are insane. But I think the night after is better because at least there's more space to go. You're not kind of, even though, City Hall, Broad Street, in terms of being confined in one area. And also, like, when you think about the parade, you have to get in a spot and stay there and not move. And if you move to, say, go to the porta potty or something, you're not getting back there. I think
that's something for me that fucked my head up when you said that. I was like, yeah, facts, bro.
And also, like, you want to see the speeches. Like, I'm sure in 2017, seeing Kelsey all dressed up and doing all that with the speeches
Chris
was
Long,
awesome.
trench coat.
Yeah, Chris Long, trench coat with all the speeches. But it's like, you're not going to be there. I know the ceremony's 2 to 3:15 on Friday. Are you going to be there for the whole thing? Because, like, we all know they're partying, having a good time. Like, they're going to be
That is a
shit-faced,
great,
like,
bro. People are going to get there early. I remember being, like, on Broad Street. I forget what time we got there, but the game, I can remember we were pulling up when the game, like, we were pulling up in the fourth quarter. And I remember, like, walking down the street on Broad when the game ended because people started going, like, people were already going ballistic. And then there was, like, just a random point where people started going absolutely fucking batshit crazy. And I'm, like, in my head, I'm like, oh, okay, the game just ended. Like, I don't, like, something about the energy out there at that time, I think it's just a little bit more than.
Well, it's just it's nighttime,
and like the time you spent. Like we had got there, I think I might have been 12. We're going back to the car probably around 1, so it was kind of like an hour and a half of just straight elation. Like you there, the parade, you probably gonna be trying to be there for, like, people were trying to camp out 9 o'clock. You said 9 o'clock.
Talking like,
you said 9 o'clock was too late to go down.
Yeah, and it's all public transportation to get there. And the other thing too is, like, that may be a little bit different for this argument of if you want to do the parade or you want to do the night before. The parade is on a Friday.
Yeah, bro, the parade.
So you go right into a weekend.
The thing about the parade.
Nobody has to get up to go to work the next day.
The parade can start there are going to be some legendary benders this weekend because of the parade. But a parade 11 to like 4 or 5, you go out after.
Yeah, you go into Center City after. You clog the bars.
Oh.
These guys are probably going to make their way to McGillen's or make their way to Barstool.
Yeah.
Like, right in that area is going to be
popping. Then it
popping.
just goes on to Saturday.
And then you go into Saturday. That's the crazy part.
That's probably the better part is the bender that shit's going to start.
Because, I mean, also, like, you got to shout out the fans, too. These people are getting back to their places at 3, 4 in the morning, and we're getting up to go into the office the next morning.
Yeah,
so
bro.
It's different now when you have a parade on Friday. I actually thought if the Eagles won, the parade was going to be Thursday.
Yeah.
But I think maybe they just did that because, look, no one
work.
has to get into the city the next day. Like, I think that was the smartest way of doing it. I want to shout out this stat here from Ben Fox on Twitter. Nevada Sportsbooks won $22.1 million on the Super Bowl, the most ever for the state. The handle was $151.6 million, down from a record $190 wagered on last year's game. Good year overall for the NFL betting public, but not good for the Super Bowl. Obviously, rightfully so, because everybody was on Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. And then, the other one I wanted to read, we went over this in the show before the game. The most bet player props on BetMGM. The top 4 were Saquon Barkley rushing yards, Mahomes rushing attempts, Dallas Goedert receiving yards, and Travis Kelce receiving yards. Those 4 all missed. Player prop public got slammed, and the betting public on the game got slammed. You had a bunch of money on the under, slammed. This was the best outcome for the majority of sports books was outside, I guess you can say outside of Philly, where most sports books had heavy money on the Chiefs. And, hey, they're sitting there counting their money now because a lot of them, if they were smart, you got the Eagles at the beginning of the week at plus 110.
Mm-hmm.
Friday, we're talking about a pick 'em.
Yeah.
So we saw the complete, the complete change. And, again, just what a game for the defense. Devontae Smith was plus 230 to score. Had it there. DeAndre Hopkins plus 650. This is an unreal game. Worthy for 2 touchdowns. I saw a parlay that I got sent after the fact. Plus 8,000. Jalen Hurts to score. DeAndre Hopkins to score. A.J. Brown to score. And Xavier Worthy to score. Plus 8,000.
Wow. Yeah, hell of a ticket.
Can't imagine if you had Devontae Smith instead of Jalen Hurts. Because you get instead of a minus 115, you get a plus 230.
Yeah.
We're talking about plus 10,000.
Yeah, facts.
100 to 1. Or
Still
1,000 to 1.
doesn't fucking feel real, bro. Probably won't feel real for a while. Dog, I just can't. I can't imagine New York if the Knicks win the night of.
Yeah, well, that's the other crazy thing going off that argument, though. Back to that argument, I should say, is when you get an NFL team that wins the Super Bowl, we're talking about a cold parade outside of Tampa Bay teams and when they won a couple years ago. When you're talking about an NBA championship, you're talking about an NHL Stanley Cup, hoisting the cup.
That's the summer.
Wearing shorts and a T-shirt and
It's
sunglasses.
probably a little more fire.
So that's where the difference comes into play. I mean, even you talk about baseball. It's cold in October.
Yeah, I remember the Phillies parade. That shit was cold.
So I mean, I would be interested to see how a city like Philly, how crazy that was. A city like New York with the Knicks or the Yankees, and then you kind of counter that with the Rangers, where everybody that's baseball fans and football fans are not necessarily the biggest hockey fans, so it's a smaller crowd. I'd be eager to see something with that. But yeah, for the parade, I definitely would. I would have to go to say I went just to be able to know that I was there for it. But the night after has to be the better answer for that.
Probably.
And the football is now over. Another successful season.
Fuck, bro.
This time, a championship is a part of the show, and we can actually put some memorabilia of, the winning team, seeing some people already buying their hats and the locker room, how lit that looked.
Does not feel real.
Unbelievable. And then you get to celebrate it on Broad at the parade. The Four Nations has kicked off. There's no All-Star game in the NHL this year because of this Four Nations. You have Finland, Sweden, Canada, and U.S. competing in the Four Nations. It's a different kind of format for this. Each team will play 3 games. The best record from the top 2 teams will face off in the championship for the final game of this tournament. The format is 3 points for a regulation win, 2 points for an overtime or shootout win. The overtime is 10 minutes instead of 5 that we normally see in the regular season of the NHL, and then 1 point for an overtime or shootout loss, and then no points for a regulation loss. You saw the first game kicked off with Canada and Sweden on Wednesday night, and the overtime, it was 3-0 at one point Canada, then it's tied, and then an overtime win for Canada. The rosters are absolutely insane, and I just wanted to show you what some of these rosters look like. If you look at Canada, I mean, just look at these names. Sam Bennett, Sidney Crosby, Mitch Marner, Sam Reinhart, McDavid, Seth Jarvis, McKinnon, Cal McCarr, the old man, Drew Doughty.
God damn.
There's Sanheim down there from Philly. Brad Marchand.
You said Connor McDavid,
Nathan McKinnon, Sam Bennett, Sam Reinhart.
I see Hagel,
Sidney Crosby.
I see Travis Konechny. I see Brad Marchand. I see Braden Point. I don't know many hockey players, bro. Them motherfuckers got damn near all the hockey players I know.
And you got the electric goaltender, Jordan.
Oh, that wasn't even a defense. Oh, what's up, Trav? What's up, Trav? They got Trav up there.
Crazy.
What's up?
So, I mean, this is historic to see these guys get to play together and the excitement that we get to see. So, yes, some people have hated on the All-Star game for every sport, Pro Bowl included. No one's a big fan of that. But now you get to see the best of the best compete on the same team. This is stuff that you have to be watching this next 8 days where this is going to be played, starting in Canada with games up there and then going to TD Garden in Boston to wrap this whole thing.
What's Team USA looking like?
Team US.
This is Finland. Let me see
Finland.
Finland. Let me see.
You got Aho there. There's
Oh yeah,
Capo
Aho,
Kakko,
Barkov.
Patrick Lane's
Oh,
there.
you said Capo, Lekkinen.
Teravainen's there, down there.
I don't know who Teravainen is. I don't even know who Teravainen is. He like that? Oh, my fault, Teravainen. I don't know too many. So Finland, and they had the highest odds I saw, so I see why.
And then
This was bro. They had pretty good odds. Sweden. So who the fuck is on Sweden?
there's Forsberg there.
I know Anderson, Forsberg, Carlson. Oh, the Kempe boy. He be getting hella goals.
Nylander's a big one.
Is that how you
too.
say his name, Kempe? My fault,
Yep.
bro. Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, I just know.
Nylander's
Oh,
there.
is it
You got
Bandage
Mika
yet?
there.
Oh, that's a little squad.
Then there's Victor Hedman on defense there.
Oh yeah, okay.
Rasmus
Ekholm,
Anderson there.
I know Ekholm, Carlson,
And
they
then
got a squad.
Sam
Erickson.
He was a
they're
sub
fucking
there.
Cooked. Oh, he was a sub. Okay, cool. I said they fucking cooked.
Yeah, Markstrom was supposed to be the starter there, and he was injured.
What is this team? Captain Austin Matthews.
So you have Jack Hughes. Look at that, Jake Getzel there, Jack Eichel, Chris
this is
Kreider,
squad.
Dylan Larkin, JT Miller, both Kachuk brothers.
Yo, this is squad.
Vincent Trocheck. And then the defense is pretty stacked as well. You got the young gun in New York, Adam Fox there, Jacob Slavin there. It's a big one. And then Hellebuck in the netminder.
And
there.
Ottinger.
Crazy.
Wait, go back up, bro. They got both the Kachuk brothers. I see Vinny Trocheck in there. I see Jack Eichel. I know. I don't know this Kyle Connor. He might be like that. I don't know who that
Even
is.
Larkin being there too. This is a fun team.
Gensel is like that.
So you obviously
Jack
had the
Hughes,
favorite.
Larkin.
Favorite was Canada, and then U.S. in second. It was like plus 150 to plus 155. Canada and then USA.
That game's on Saturday.
That game's gonna be electric. We're gonna
You taking USA?
absolutely. But Canada's probably gonna win that game.
Really?
What I'm also doing is taking the over.
I'm gonna say your little over strategy.
6.5 is tough, but you're getting plus money for that. I mean, if you we're seeing stats of Nathan McKinnon or Sidney Crosby assisted by McDavid and McKinnon on a goal from Crosby. Like that's just an example of what it can look like.
Mm-hmm.
Where are we ever gonna see that? That is insane.
That's insane. Yeah, that's insane.
So this is just so fun to
Time out. Where's Draisaitl from? You don't got a team in this?
He's not in this. And then I saw actually a tweet today of what Team Russia would look like, and that obviously would have been cracked. But I think just from there it is. There's your 5.5 overs there. But even just looking at it from Team Canada, it's so cool to see this instead of a All-Star game. Great that these guys don't have to do an All-Star game and then do this. Great that this is substituted. Also, the guys that aren't here. Some of you guys would have been in the All-Star game, and now you get a break.
How often do they do this?
This is like they haven't done this in any international play in forever.
Bro,
but then you see World Cup of Hockey returning in 2028.
Bro, they should just chalk the All-Star weekend and do the Four Nations.
They should just do this every year.
I feel like that's just like it's the All-Star.
And that's what it was. See, this is the problem.
I guess it's unfortunate because not every player can be.
Haven't competed in Olympic Games since 2014, and that just goes back to owners saying we don't want our guys to get hurt competing in this in the regular season.
Really about I feel like I was like the last
which
time,
I can understand.
The last time I could watch the professionals play Olympic hockey or like international hockey, I didn't know it was 2014, so I couldn't remember the last time it was. But I didn't even know who was who. I knew Canada was nice and the USA was nice, but I didn't really know who was who. Like it's kind of fire now that I know who was who. Like Canada, Sweden, or Finland play. I'm gonna know some people out there. Like Canada, USA game for sure. I'm gonna know who's out there. That game's gonna be fucking fire. I can't wait for that shit, bro.
And like the good part is, at least with Commissioner Gary Bettman saying that this Four Nations his quote was it's a sampler of what Olympic play will look like, and where all these crazy teams with the best of the best that we would never see play together, we get to see. So at least from with what these games look like, USA and Finland, that's on Thursday, and then you have the 2 Saturday games, Finland, Sweden, and then USA Canada on Saturday night. And then we get over they fly to TD Garden for these games. Canada, Finland, Sweden, USA.
That USA Canada, boy.
That's going to be insane.
And that shit in the final.
Just by looking at rosters, Canada's got to win that game. Canada should win this whole thing. But, it's going to be cool to see if USA can hang with these guys.
Red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
I also think, bro, how much chemistry does that Canada team have? Didn't McDavid say he played on junior teams with people? Like I don't know who on it. Wait, I think it was Reinhardt. They said it in the fucking Bro, I remember this shit in the Stanley Cup. Tell me I'm crazy. Didn't they say that Reinhardt and McDavid used to play on junior team? Bro, they chemistry's probably crazy. Yeah,
and they all know that.
But at the same time, I guess the Kachuk brothers play together probably with like people on the team.
And at the same time, they all know that everybody here is basically the best or second best on their team.
For sure.
And we have this juggernaut. Like, of course, something's going to click.
Yeah.
Like, something, just because we are the best of the best.
Oh, we just know how to play.
Something is going to work.
Yeah, we just know how to play.
We work out a couple chemistry kinks in practice.
And I think
fine.
the best part is funny because you have somebody like McDavid to where it's like, ain't nobody trying to be the top dog. Everybody know who the motherfucking top dog on this team. Like USA, I don't know. Is it Matthews? Is it Kachuk? Is it Canada? Motherfucker, give McDavid the puck. Everyone else.
And there's still McKinnon there. There's still Crosby there. Like, these rosters are absolutely insane.
It's insane.
It's going to be great.
I should have watched the Canada game last night.
I was watching. It was insane. I'm just happy to see, like, it's electricity for the entire 60 minutes.
Yeah.
Like,
how was the crowds?
I mean, this is Canada where they are now.
Yeah, so it was crazy.
This is their Super Bowl.
Yeah, it was insane.
I mean, that's how we talk about, Winnipeg Jets when they're in the
the
playoffs.
whiteout.
Like,
this
we just saw a Super Bowl in New Orleans. How loud that was.
If we get USA, Canada, and the chip in the US, that's gonna be wild, bro.
That's why, like, focusing on the games in Canada because it's. I mean, this is all time heat. I would like to know what I don't actually know for a fact is, like, how did TD Garden get picked? Because what I would have picked personally, I don't know how they would have been able to, maybe host all these guys there. I would have picked to put it in. Maybe this is biased, but I would have picked in MSG, world's most famous arena.
TD Garden might be a little more modernized on the insides, probably, and like having people probably fly in.
I was gonna say probably getting in and
They
out of there.
probably want to show them. They probably want to show them. TD's probably just a little more modernized. Probably want to show them TD. And it's still called the Garden. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they could still say that. But MSG probably would have been a spot. They got to modernize. I think they got to modernize MSG, bro. Maybe do a little renovation. You know what I'm saying? Keep it MSG, but.
Canada, after the first game, is plus 135 to win this thing.
Yo, this is what I saw when I was looking. Yo, you can pick players to score goals and shit. Like, and a player scored 2 goals in the tournament wasn't like unrealistic. Like look at the 2 goal lines. It was like, really? Like, I was like, really?
Matthews is minus 105 to score twice.
Yeah, I was like, really? I don't know who I would take. I would look at that. I'm like, I know Jack Hughes gets active. Oh, this is just Team USA. Oh, hey. I was trying to see other teams, too. That makes sense.
Most goals for Team USA. I mean,
Whoa.
Plus 410 for Austin Matthews. Plus 900 for Matthew Tkachuk. Jack Eichel plus 950.
Give me plus 900 for Tkachuk. I feel like has he been this, like, after that 1 year where he was acting crazy in the playoffs? Has he still been that? Because he was acting crazy, bro.
I mean, look at that. McKinnon is 220 to
Marchand be scoring like that?
Scored last night.
Oh, my fault, Brad. I didn't know Marchand be scoring like that. I thought he was like an energy guy. You know what I'm saying? I thought he was Scotty Hartnell at this point in his career. My fault, gang.
Let's go to All-Star Weekend because I do want to talk about these teams for a second for the NBA. So I pulled up the stats here because we're closing in on All-Star Weekend in the NBA, and we have the 3 teams competing.
First of all, what do you think about this new format?
Well, I'm personally curious your thoughts on when you do the whole Rising Stars competition, and the winner of that is then the 4th team.
That's fire.
Even though they most likely won't be able to compete with these guys?
Nah, I think that's fire because I think, I don't know, I think it'd be cool to see the Rising Star guys on the All-Star court. Like, think about the past Rising Star teams. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it'd be cool to see them on the All-Star court. They probably get blown the fuck out, but they get 1 game versus Stars. I like it.
Well,
I
the
think
format, I believe, is it's you got to score 40 first.
Yeah, it's like a first team to 40. Basically, both games are semifinal games, and the team plays in the chip. I don't know how I feel about this format yet. I have to watch it. I'm just happy they changed it. I'm down to see change. I think we should go back to East West, but I'm down to see change. I think the team's interesting too. I guess they drafted them.
Yeah, they drafted them.
Cause
like it was on what's the name of the show?
Yeah.
Inside the NBA. That they drafted them there, and the one thing that I would say about this, you have they're calling it Shaq's OGs, which is basically
Yeah,
Team USA.
He got a lot of old motherfuckers, but he got a lot of old motherfuckers.
Then you have Kenny's young stars. You're talking J-Dubs there, Darius Garland, Jalen Brunson, Anthony Edwards, Cade Cunningham on that team. Then you have Chuck's global stars, which is SGA's there, Jokic, Wembanyama, Giannis.
So I was looking at
Cat.
odds to like, who do you think the best team is?
I mean, why would we not be picking Shaq's OGs? But this is why this
Like
pissed me off.
I low key think the global stars is better though.
For sure, but like
Can we go like so like
the global stars is pissing me
bro,
off.
Jokic, Giannis, Wemby, Don, Cat, Trey, Shea. I think that's better than Shaq
But
team.
if you were to go back and watch when they drafted these, Chuck had already had Jokic and Giannis, I believe, before he picked Wemby, or he had Jokic and Wemby before he picked Giannis. I'm like, these guys, I feel like were told, one of you is gonna get Team USA and you're gonna draft those guys. One of you is gonna draft the young guys, and one of you is gonna draft, all over. There's no reason why, Chuck, you need Giannis, Wemby, and Jokic.
And Cat.
And Cat.
And
What do we...
Paskey.
I mean, come on. Like,
I think Chuck was just drafting big guys. He got a big guy bias. I think Shaq is like,
that shit just aggravated
Shaq
me.
like winners, so he picked all the established stars. I'm looking at the odds to win the whole thing though. Like, right? Like, because we start thinking about like who's gonna care. I'm looking at the young stars team.
Look
bro.
at young stars. Who's the big man?
But bro, listen, they plus 500. Jaren Jackson
Who's
and Evan Mobley. Oh yeah, Jaren Jackson and Evan Mobley can hang. They can hang. Bro, am I crazy for looking at the young stars at plus 500? Like I might take that. Bro, you got Ant, Cade, and bro, I don't know Brunson. I don't know if they could win it, bro. I almost want to take I think it's between Chuck, the global stars, and then the young stars.
I mean,
I think Shaq's OG, like, bro, is it gonna be enough care in there? They got Katie and James together. They probably win it, but is it gonna be enough care in there?
Bron, Steph, Tatum, Dame,
Yeah, that's OP.
Jalen,
That's OP.
Kyrie,
That's OP.
Harden,
But they
KD.
old as shit.
Get the fuck
They
out
old
of here.
as shit though. They old as shit. That's why I think the global team might take it, bro, because they got some young guys mixed in with the old guys, mixed in with the, you know what I'm saying? And then you got Shea.
He's got what does he have? He's got 5 big men on this team, and then Trey and Mitchell to handle the ball.
Who you picking? So who you think gonna win?
I'm picking the Shaq's OGs because he was told to draft Team USA. I feel like that's the one thing that aggravates me, because when I was watching them draft these guys, half of Shaq's team was still on the board, and Chuck's picking Wemby after taking Jokic and Giannis. I'm like, bro.
He got big man bias. He got big man bias. But yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting. So I have 2 ideas, right? So I wanted to recreate a dunk contest. Then my other idea was, I think, like, you see how the WNBA have the one-on-one contest? What if we like picked 8 people like to do the one-on-one, like out of this list? Like, who would you pick?
Okay.
Like, we can do the dunk contest last, but like, if we're doing a one-on-one contest in the league right now, like, who are you picking out of this? List?
I'm looking. My tab here is on the Global Stars team. I see SGA.
We only can take 8.
Okay. In terms of going, I'm saying a matchup. You're saying asking for a matchup right now.
No, just like pick like the WNBA. I think they had 8 girls in a bracket, in a one-on-one bracket. So like, who will we pick? Who's the 8 that we will pick in the NBA?
The one I'm saying right now, I'd say SGA is.
Yeah, he's for sure in. But then, like, what do you do with big men? Like Jokic, Giannis, and Wemby could take up 3 slots. Then we only got 4 left. You know what I'm saying? So, like, who would you want to see out of the bigs? I think you got to put at least 2 bigs in there.
Giannis for sure.
See, this is where I'm thinking, like, do we put Giannis in there?
Yes.
Because who has a better one-on-one bag, though? Like, I think Jokic might have a better one-on-one bag than Giannis.
I think Giannis is way quicker than him, though.
Yeah, but in
Because
terms
you're
of,
talking about, like...
But if you're watching a one-on-one, half-court one-on-one, like, yeah, you think Giannis going to really break somebody down more than Jokic can? And Jokic got a 3-point, he got mid-range, and he got a post-game. So I would think you probably go Wemby and Jokic as your bigs.
Okay.
just because they probably be the most interesting to watch 1-on-1. Cat will probably be a better. I think Cat might be a better shout for the 1-on-1 than Giannis.
Because he can shoot.
He got a bag. He got a little bit of a bag, but I probably would take Jokic and Wemby over in the 1-on-1.
As your big man to put in there.
Yeah, and
SGA.
SGA,
So
we
that's
had
3.
We had 3. Ant's gotta be in there.
Ant's got to be in there. That's 4.
Brunson, I feel like it's gotta be in there. I feel like you gotta put
5.
Kyrie in there.
So that's 6. We got to see Bron in there, right? We're playing ones. We got to see Bron in there.
Kyrie. I don't think you could do 8 with NBA. I think you literally have to do like 12, 16-man tournament. Yeah, I don't think you could do 8, bro.
For a 1-on-1.
Because if I'm thinking on top of my head, like who I would really want to see. Oh my God.
Tatum, bro.
Steph. AD. KD. Yeah, we probably need like 16. Because I would go Bron. So I'm going Bron, Steph, Tatum, Kyrie. Bro, this whole team could go.
Yeah, I know.
I think all of Shaq's OG's team is in the 1-on-1 contest minus AD and Jaylen Brown. And like that's no.
So then what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
So we have Bron, Curry, Tatum, Dame, Durant, Harden, and Kyrie.
That's 7.
Go to the next team.
Ant's
I'm
8.
taking Ant, Brunson, and Cade because the year he's having.
Okay.
I would want to put Hero in there, but that's probably. And then so we're at 10. Then we go Jokic, Wemby, Shea,
Yep.
Don for sure, and Trae Young. That's 15, I think.
Do you even it out? Do you by putting?
But bro, there's like some players that I would want to see in a 1-on-1 contest just because, like, bro, I'm trying to see like Bones Highland in that joint.
I mean, I would like to see. You brought up a good point. I'd like to see Cat because he can still shoot.
I want to see Maxey in that joint.
That's a good
like,
shout.
I'd want to see who would I want to see in there?
Dude, no. Even though
Zach LaVine probably be a good one to see in it.
Even though I hate Embiid, if he was fully healthy,
no, if he was
he'd
be in there
because he can shoot.
He can do everything. Yeah, he'd be.
First
in there.
of all, him not shooting against the Raptors
and then going to the basket
was the fucking craziest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah,
because he normally takes that shot.
Yeah, I think
he's wide open from the top of the key.
Yeah, I think he just. I think it was one of the things where I've taken this shot so many times and it's technically a bad shot. I'm gonna try to get a good one. And he drove into traffic. Yeah, he probably should have shot it. I think he just doesn't have enough game reps, so he was a little like, you know what I'm saying? Then I'm just going to go to the basket because I'm hesitating. I don't want to shoot after I hesitate. But, yeah, that would probably be my 16, bro. And who you think's going to win that? I think Kyrie's winning the 1-on-1, bro, or KD.
I would put a flyer on Anthony Edwards, though.
Nah, I don't think so. He'd be close. But now, so then we get to the dunk contest. Because if I had my perfect 4 for the dunk contest, Ant's in it.
Okay.
I got Ant in it. So here's my perfect 4 right now.
I hope you're saying the one that I'm thinking of.
And health isn't the factor.
Right, obviously.
Ant's in it. Zion's in it.
Mm-hmm.
Low key name that I don't think people would be saying. I'm putting Jalen Johnson in it.
Okay.
And then I have a debate of the last name because it's like, I feel like you'd have to put Zach LaVine or Aaron Gordon in it, and it's like, who do you choose?
What I mean, but can we say that like Ja Morant could get in there?
I want to put Ja in there too. I probably will put Ja. You know what? I'll probably go Ant, Zion, Ja, and then it's like, do you want to put in a new name and put in Jalen Johnson, healthy, not like no social surgery, healthy Jalen Johnson? Or do we do Zach LaVine or AG that have like the reigning champ in that, or not the reigning champ, but the real champ?
The real champ.
In that John.
Probably one of them. If we're talking, we're still gonna do the shit that we saw years ago.
Yeah, AG 29.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. So my perfect world without them 4, I would do without Aaron Gordon or Zach LaVine, I would go Ant, Zion, Jalen Johnson, and then Ja.
Because I'm just saying,
I think that would be a fire dunk contest.
Last year we had Jericho Sims in there. No disrespect, but like,
come on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
the first dunk he did, which was impressive, he ran in there and put both of his hands in the hoop like this.
See,
like,
this
that
year,
was what you thought of?
You know what's funny?
No disrespect, but
you got Matas Buzelis in there, Andre Jackson, and Stephon Castle. I'm actually and obviously Mac McClung.
Obviously, yeah.
I'm kind of hyped to see these players get into it because it's like bro, all these players got bounce, like sneaky bounce. But it's not it's not hit. Like I need some names in there.
Mac gonna get a 3-peat before the Chiefs get a 3-peat?
Probably, bro. He probably is gonna get a 3-peat. And he's doing that shit in the G League. That's where it's like, yo, we can't have the dunk contest losers are like that, bro. I think we need a one-on-one. I think the one-on-one. I think one-on-one would be lit, bro.
But we have to have these guys commit to it because remember the reason why the dunk contest is like this is because it's like the home run derby. We don't want to fuck ourselves up over this.
Yeah.
So it's like if we're gonna do
but
one-on-one,
like,
we have to commit.
I feel like one-on-one is like. I don't say that you're less likely to get hurt in one-on-one than dunk contest, but I feel like one-on-ones, like you do that drill in practice. Like,
right, but I want you to try. Like I don't want.
Yeah, I don't want you to be fucking around.
If it's like LeBron and Steph and we're just laughing and Steph's gonna pull up from half court to see, like I want to try.
Yeah.
Also, a name that we didn't talk about for one-on-one is Luka.
Oh my God, yeah, he's in there. Yeah, he's in.
I'm just saying. I mean, we're going off of the All-Stars from this year.
Yeah, but he's in. Yeah,
but he's obviously
he'd have to be.
He would have to be in there. But
yeah, fuck. And there's like a lot of low key, like, bro, this is gonna sound crazy, but I would love to see, like I said, Bones Highland. I would like to see like Peyton Pritchard in a one-on-one contest. Like I feel like he could get to it. Like I don't know, man. Campaign's a funny name. Like Rob Dillingham.
Campaign.
Like I feel like there's some guys that would get to it in a one-on-one contest. But we got like I feel like the All-Star Weekend's just losing its touch, man. And it's a sacred
and it's crazy
because
it's losing its touch in every single sport.
Bro, I vividly remember 6th grade, Blake Griffin. Like did we know he was jumping over a car before the dunk contest?
That I don't remember if we knew that or not.
Because I'm trying to remember if we had knew or if he said he was going to jump over a car, or if it was just like Lob City Blake Griffin's in the dunk contest and there was just so much hype that you had it. Because I remember I was linked, bro. We had linked up. We was in 6th grade, bro. We had a fucking party to watch Blake Griffin in dunk contest. Like that shit was an occasion, bro.
Well, who was it last year that they jumped over Kai, and then the next day, Shannon Sharp's on First Take being like, all right, dude, you jumped over 5'4", Kai.
Yeah.
Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, like we losing recipes, bro. I don't remember who was in the dunk contest with Blake Griffin, but I feel like it was names in it. Like with the I forget who was in the one with Aaron Gordon and Zach LaVine, but they was doing fire shit too. I'm trying to remember, like, fuck, bro. I just feel like it's losing touch, man, and like I need to go back to being sacred, bro. Like I want to slide to an All-Star Weekend. Like it's been a dream of mine forever to slide to an NBA All-Star Weekend just to see like the dunk contest, the 3-point contest, and the game. And like all that shit's losing its fucking
even like
touch.
I kind of treat something like that for NBA All-Star Weekend, like, hear me out, similarly to like Radio Row, where everybody's here for the big game.
It's a big old party.
It's a big party. We get to collaborate with everybody. Just think of the names that are there and like the collabs that can be done, even though it's a whole weekend. Obviously, in Radio Row, you're in a convention center for an entire week, and then there's parties after. But it's one of those things where like everybody's there to see it. We could have seen,
Dog, we had Sabrina at the last John. How we don't even got Caitlin Clark at this John. I forgot about that shit.
Dame's going for a 3-peat, I believe, in the 3-point contest this year.
So we're probably gonna see 2 3-peats for the Chiefs. That's tough. But yeah, bro, we don't got Caitlin Clark at this John. But yeah, that'd be, bro. Imagine if the All-Star Weekend still had like everyone was going hard, but the dunk contest was still lit, the game was still lit. We could slide down there with some creators the whole weekend. It's a nice little bender. Like I want the the All-Star Weekend to be a thing again.
Post some shows,
Like,
post some people for conversations.
Yeah,
in
bro.
the hotels, meet in the lobby, do whatever, like shit like that. And
where even is it? I don't even know where it is.
It's in San Fran, actually.
That's fire.
It's like what's it called? Steph Curry's the host. Well,
that's fire.
Obviously, it's Warriors.
That's fire.
So Curry's hosting, but I think just in comparison of what it was in years prior, you look at something that the NHL did. They used to do East and West, and then they made it. It's a tournament of 3v3. So you're getting more action. Obviously, people are still kind of fucking around, but they're still trying, and it's more exciting because it's 3-on-3. Trying to, basically with the point being, trying to bring the fans back into All-Star Weekend. I mean, if you were to look, I think it was 2 years ago, it might have been in Tampa, or it might have been in Florida where the Panthers play. And like you could see so many empty seats. And I'm like, we have to I don't care. Every year the All-Star weekend should be in
Yeah,
one
bruh.
of these Canadian teams' buildings.
Bro, every
in
All-Star
terms of bringing noise and people and butts and seats and creating a crazy atmosphere around it, that would be their Super Bowl.
Yo,
You're seeing the best of the
every-
best in the state that cares deeply about this sport.
every All-Star weekend really does suck. Like every single one is terrible.
And here's the other thing too. This is no dig to the players at all, but like they want a fucking break too.
Yeah.
Like some of these guys, I know we're talking about NHL, but some of these guys are like, yeah, they're happy that they get to play in these competitive games with the best of the best. But then half their teams in, like Keontae Miller for the Rangers, defenseman for the Rangers. He's like in the Bahamas with his girl.
Yeah,
Mitchkov's on vacation right now.
Who did I see talking about that, about the NBA? Someone was talking about Jimmy Butler. Jeff Teague was talking about when he was in Minnesota with Jimmy Butler. He was like, he saw the All-Star list came out, and he was like, thank God I ain't make it.
Yeah, I want to go take a break.
I can go on vacation. Bro, you go on the All-Star game, you got shit to do. First of all, you got shit to do every day. And then
talk about speaking to the media.
Yeah, like
24/7.
You got shit to do every day and events and shit. And then when you get back from All-Star, he said like you got like 2 days, if that, to really chill, and you got to go back to practice. And at that point, you don't got to, it's really no time to chill. You probably getting back in the gym at that point. So that's probably, maybe they got to do it at the end of the season or something.
It's just one of those things where All-Star Weekend, obviously we know, is for the enjoyment and luxury of the fans.
But like
to
the
see.
Pro Bowl sucks, and it's so hard, bro. But yeah, every All-Star Weekend does suck.
Pro Bowl, we're playing flag football now.
Yeah.
I would have, I didn't pay too much attention to it.
I paid $0.
But
no idea what happened. I have no idea what happened.
I saw some interviews on the field prior to the game, then ended up going out, so turning the game off. I mean, it was on a Sunday. But then, the other thing with it too is just focusing on what the stadium looks like. There's not a lot of, yes, the cameras are focusing on the crowds and the crowds of people that are in the lower bowl.
But there's not.
But you can see there's not a lot of people
there. That shit should
there.
be sold out. It should be an occasion, bro. Like if the All-Star game's coming to your city, it should be like a big thing, bro.
You know what I would do where I would do the Pro Bowl? I would do the Pro Bowl at the Rose Bowl.
Would be fire.
Put it in a crazy stadium like that. Just because of where the location of where that game would be, people would be there.
They playing flag. Like they should change. They do have mini games and shit. Are we cooked?
Times have changed for that.
Yeah, we might be cooked, bro.
I think the one thing that we can say that's a positive for it, though, is they are trying to appeal the best they can to the players.
They're trying to change.
Where it's like, we understand that you want to break. This is for the fans. You do have to come here and do this. But then it's also like, yeah, I want to play good for the first half of the season for my team. But then I may get picked and I don't even get a break.
Yeah.
Like, I want my star guys to go. I want Kat. I want Jalen. I want those guys taking a break.
Yeah,
go sit on the beach. Go
That's
relax.
Where it's like, I gotta try to
put the feet up.
I gotta try to be like human with these guys because they're all human too. And I'm like, damn, don't y'all want to make memories All-Star? Like, you know what I mean? But it's like,
well, that goes back to the conversation that we had last week, though.
Motherfucker, I want a break.
About, the All-Star snubs and the weight that it no longer carries like it used to.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think it's necessarily a big deal to the players because they want a break. I mean, that's the vibe that we've been getting the past couple of years. You think, I'm sure Ant wants to be there because he watched a lot of these guys on Shaq's OG's team. He gets to talk with them for the week and gets to hang out with them for the week. I'm sure that's a blast. But at the same time, in the back of these players' minds, they're probably like, man, I just want to put my feet up for a weekend before I got to go back and compete in heavy-ass games and then get to the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see it.
Shit's changing. I'm thinking about skipping it low-key.
Genesis?
Yeah.
Shout out to the Genesis.
Yeah.
The fuck's going on, Tiger?
4-inch
What,
rough.
Tiger don't fuck with us, bro? So we can do TGL, but he can't walk for 4 days. That's what it is?
Yeah, TGL took a break this week. We see him next week, Monday and Tuesday.
He probably just can't walk for 4 days.
President's Day, they will be playing all day long on ESPN.
TGL?
It's like 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock.
God damn. Damn, so this shit really is over for Tiger, huh? Like, I'm not even trying to draw, bro, but I feel like if we confirm it and then withdrawn like this, bro.
Yeah, but this was more about his mother passing than
Oh, was it? Oh, okay, my fault. Oh, my fault, Tiger, damn.
I think that was the bigger. I think it was more like, I'm still grieving, so I don't want to compete in this. Also, the fact that it's not at the Riviera this year because of the fires. This is where the Genesis plays at Riviera Country Club.
Yeah, wow.
And because of the fires, been there since '99, I believe. And
that course is so fun.
Now it's at Torrey Pines.
I'm so dumb because that hasn't even like set in for me. But yeah, bro, the Riviera is so fire. Damn, fuck.
And Torrey Pines is
Torrey
much
Pines is fire
harder,
too,
by the way.
that's the U.S. Open course, right?
And this is the stat here. It's the longest course that the players will see this season. It's over 7,000 yards, par 72,
Damn.
4-inch rough.
See, I didn't even know that, and I saw like some of the the scores. I don't know if you check like the over unders for the scores. They are higher than you like. You
Well,
don't see
because
no
the first 2
68s,
days
no
of the
69s.
tournament is supposed to be rainy and windy.
Oh shit! Wait, we gotta take a long shot, I think, right? Or am I tripping?
I saw the CBS Sports golf writer, betting expert Patrick McDonald was on Tony Finau at plus 4,500.
That a boy, Patty. It's a great bet. Yo, how about JT and fucking Spieth actually playing some good golf?
I was fun to watch.
What the fuck?
And you got the Eagle on 18.
Yeah,
from Thomas,
bro.
The hole out.
Yeah, like that's a very JT way to go out. You got Spieth, second shot in the fucking dunes.
We gotta find I don't know if it's next year or it's the year after. We gotta get our asses there.
To waste management? Yes.
I saw some people from Handshake Bets from Better Media.
They were there?
They were there, they got there like 5 o'clock and they ran and got front row seats. Like
That's
I would
fire.
like, and they made a video doing it. They were like,
Yeah.
all right, as soon as this goes, we're gonna run.
Full
and
sprint.
they got front row on 16.
That's fire.
That's what I would fucking want to do.
I want to go to obviously the Truist ain't gonna be turn like the waste management, but I want to go to the Truist, bro. And I would want to set it up to where like remember because you talk about the practice round, like I would want to see the practice round.
Yeah, because you can talk to them.
But like I don't know because like it's like damn, I want to see the practice round, but then I want to go like I don't know if I would want to go on a third. I feel like Saturday.
At least what I've heard is like you want to go more on practice round because it's a little bit more laid back, and on competitive days, we're talking Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The players are so locked into competing, and it's really hard when you're there to follow.
Yeah, that's where I'm like, could you get practice round tickets and then get tickets for like a Saturday?
Yeah, I mean depending on when you buy them, but yeah, it's just like if you're doing practice round, you see it already.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and you want to be doing more of their practice round just because it's a lot more laid back. It's fun because the players are acknowledging the fans that are there. I think that would be and that's what I've heard from at least some people that have gone to Augusta.
I do think though, like that's why I asked like about the practice round day and the one day because I think having a day on the course where you just kind of walk around, drink beers and shit would be fire. I mean, I should probably do that to the practice round, but I feel like it'd be fire. Like the shit's probably all set up and shit.
Well, that's the other thing
up.
with like.
But I wouldn't want to go on. I wouldn't want to go on a Sunday.
No, I wouldn't either. And I think that's the thing with like waste management too is like, I'm going. Sure, I want to see the other holes and stuff, but I'm going there. I'm showing up I'm camping out. I don't care how long I got to be there. I've got to show up at 2 a.m. Whatever. I'm getting there. Trying to get as close as I can to the front on 16, and then I'm just there all day.
Yeah, that's
you're
what I'm
not seeing
saying though.
anything
Like
else.
it's like so if I was planning to go to waste management, like dog, I'm trying to see the course too, but you obviously want to get to the 16 seat, so it's like, can you cop tickets for
You could probably get like
practice round and then cop
for
like,
that though.
like I'm saying like so what if you like cop practice round tickets, city practice round, and then you had Saturday tickets.
Saturday you go to
and
16.
and then you like Thursday, Friday, you kind of just chill in Arizona.
Yeah, so like
You know
I
what
would
I'm
do like
saying?
Wednesday practice round, walk around, see the course,
The whole course you could follow.
and
yeah.
then like that's the one where it's the opposite because 16 it's a little bit more laid back on the practice round days, and also you're not really seeing like you got. I saw like some athletes in other sports were hitting shots on the par threes there. I want to see the pros do it because then you got everybody's butts in seats in this stadium that we have on 16, and then the hole in one that did happen, beers are going everywhere. So it's different there on a practice round versus a tournament day. So that you're right about that. You do Tuesday, Wednesday practice round there, and then walking around the course, and then Saturday
find your spot, lock in.
you get in and you get in early and get to 16. That's what we gotta
Yeah,
definitely
'cause
play.
I mean, kind of want to. We just want like one. I don't want to like. I would want one day to like go to the course during the tournament. Yeah, I mean, post up, grab some beers, talk some shorties. You know what I'm saying? Oh, what you shoot? Oh, you shoot this afternoon? Oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying? I need my day. I need my day for that. You feel me?
All right, we're out of here.
Talk to the D1. Talk to the D1 golfing shorties. Yo, you fucked up, man. We at the end of the show. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, Vicky. I love you. You know what I'm saying? You fucked up, dog. You should have got you a little Penn State golfer.
I would have needed to.
And you would have popped out a motherfucking Jordan Spieth.
I mean, you don't have to be super tall to play
But
golf.
depending on who I marry,
You know what I mean?
But you gotta have that talent. You get you a little.
You gotta
golf.
you gotta be somewhat athletic.
And if you had a little golfer chick too, like she want golf too. Oh, mom and dad go. Oh, I want to go. But she probably be saying the same thing to me if I don't. You know what I mean? I gotta get me a little. I'm trying to get me a. I got 2 sports in mind that I want to lock in. Maybe 3, but there's a couple sports I want to lock in with. Soccer chick's different, boy. Different, boy.
I didn't think you were gonna say soccer.
Yeah, I was thinking about other sports too, and I'm like, damn, I just was fucking with this bitch that was playing field hockey, and she was athletic. Her family was athletic as shit, actually, the chick that was playing field hockey. Her family was fucking dumb athletic. Like, her brother was nasty at fucking lacrosse. I'm pretty sure he played at Nova now. That nigga was gross. He showed me his highlight tape. I was at the crib one day. I'm like, damn.
Show me the highlights.
That's my man. That's my guy. That's my guy. I was like, oh, yeah, you definitely going places. Yeah, you gotta give me a little athlete, John, man. I'll take care of it. You feel me? You could still pop you out a little year. He gonna be at the club with us.
Right.
I mean, you got Uncle Mook. I'm gonna show him. I'm a, you know what I mean?
Yo, I was once bad at the scheme too.
Yeah. Nah, I ain't gonna tell him that. I'm like, yeah, I was always that. You know what I'm saying? Young boy?
I was always as good as them right now.
If I even get good. Yeah.
There's no if. I'm
Yeah,
saying,
no, there really is no if. I'm just saying, you hate to be the 17 handicap, telling to the young boy how to play golf. Like, yeah, don't get
we
no
do have
fuck
to
with
lock
him.
in with this moccasin run thing too.
Yeah.
I think it's the
trying to show out.
first week of
I haven't been
April.
in the mock in like 2. Bro, I ain't go to the mock all last year.
Well, it's like an hour to get there.
So I ain't been in the mock. But, that place holds a special place in my heart, man. That's a great place
That's
to
your
be.
favorite course. Right in this area. I
Well,
would say.
not no more. The Jeff.
Mm.
The Jeff, man.
Well, one of the first videos this year has to be there.
The Jeff, man. I love me some Jeff, dog. They had him a cute cart girl last time he was at the Jeff too.
Oh yeah, we could get 2 videos there.
At the tournament. Remember the cart girl?
Oh,
at the
yeah,
tournament?
yeah.
Oh, she was man, like the Jeff. Y'all treating this motherfucker like it's Philly cricket.
Yeah,
Man,
facts,
I
facts.
like it. I like it. All right, we gotta get the fuck out.
All right, we got to get the fuck out of here. Thanks for tuning in. All Day Bets. Alex Jacobs, Manny, Ruffin. Like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube, Apple Podcast, Spotify. We appreciate you guys. Thanks for sticking with us for this football season, man. I really appreciate it. The Eagles are Super Bowl champions. We got NBA player props. College basketball is on the horizon for this program. And March Madness is right around the corner. So lock in. And the one big thing I will say is fuck off YouTube TV for not finding an agreement with Paramount. They went up $10 from $73 to $83 a month. And they're taking CBS away. Okay. And that is terrible for YouTube TV watchers and users because CBS is fucking March Madness. Mm-hmm. So very stupid. You're going to lose a lot of viewers and a lot of people that are on YouTube TV that are now, I think, at least the text that I was getting today, moving to Hulu TV. So fuck you, YouTube TV, for that, but not the actual app YouTube because we need our subscribers there. Eagles have fun at the parade on Friday, and the NFL season has concluded. What a season. All Day Bets. We'll see you in a bit. Alex Jacobs, Manny Ruffin.